Morning, all. All right, so we got 9 games tonight in the National Hockey League. Pretty nicely spread out. Shouldn't be a problem following along. We got 3 games starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. And yes, I like this jersey just as much in person as I liked it when they revealed it. It is still, at this point, it is my favorite of the reverse retros I have. All right, so 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific start between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Pittsburgh Penguins, although that Tampa one's close. All right, so the first of 4 meetings, I like the ugly jerseys. Between Carolina and Pittsburgh, they'll meet again December 18th, December 22nd, as well as January 14th. So over the next month, Carolina and Pittsburgh are going to get to know each other really, really well. Carolina's 11-6-5 on the season. Seth Jarvis, 4 goals, 5 assists. His offense has been picking up recently. We'll see if he gets on the board tonight. Brent Burns has fit in quite well. 3 goals to go with 11 assists for 14 points. I think they've liked Burns' offense on the blue line so far in Carolina. On the Pittsburgh front, they're 11-8-3. Jake Gensel, 10 goals, 9 assists, 19 points. You know what you're going to get with Gensel. You're going to get goal scoring. Pettersson's been really prominent lately. He just has the 10 assists, but he's been throwing some hits here and there, and he's been the middle of everything. So we'll see if he's in the middle of everything tonight against Carolina. Again, they're going to play each other 3 times in a month. Plenty of time to start hating each other. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific start between the San Jose Sharks and the Montreal Canadiens. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in San Jose on February the 28th. San Jose is 7-13-4 on the season. Barabanov, 3 goals, 11 assists, 14 points. One of the more impressive forwards, I think, for San Jose, and one of those guys who doesn't get talked about a lot, but I think he's played well. Carlson, 11 goals, 21 assists, 32 points. If I'm going to pick a blue liner from San Jose to talk about, it's going to be Carlson. Just an absolutely remarkable first quarter to this season. We'll see how he does in the second quarter, right? Although so far, so good. Montreal, 11-9-1, surprisingly still above 500. Remember, this team is in the midst of a rebuild. Monahan, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points. I think he's played well, and if they're showcasing him for a trade out at the deadline, I think the case can be made that they've increased his value above what it was when Calgary traded him. And Caden Gooley, a goal and 7 assists, 8 points. I know he's a fan favorite in Montreal. He and Jack-Eye, 2 of the good young defensemen that they have. And it's fun to watch young defensemen develop. Gooley has been quite good. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins. On November 21st, Boston won 5-2. The third and fourth meetings will be January 26th and March 25th. For Boston, they are going for their 13th straight home win in order to start the season. I can't even say it. It's so weird. But yeah, 13 straight home wins to start the season. That'd be pretty strong. And this is a good test. Tampa Bay 13-7-1 off their comeback victory against Buffalo last night. Hagel, 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points, is producing this way and producing the same way in Tampa this year that he did in Chicago through the first half of last season. Victor Hedman, they haven't really needed much offense from him. He has a goal and 9 assists. And that's the thing. At some point, Hedman's point totals are going to go up, and already Tampa Bay is playing well and getting wins. On the Boston side, they're 18-3. Taylor Hall, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. Decent depth scoring from Hall, who, I mean, he gets paid to be a primary scorer, but Boston this year, there's been a lot of scoring up and down the lineup. McAvoy, since his return in 8 games, 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points. Just a remarkable run by McAvoy since he came back into the lineup. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific start between the Islanders and the Flyers. I will not blame anybody who says, you know what, I'm going to get popcorn, I'm just going to watch this, because this game got ugly towards the end of it. November 26th, the Islanders won this matchup 5-2. That does not tell the story. There was a lot of fights towards the end of it. No suspensions came out of that. So, yeah, it's gonna be bonkers. They'll meet again on February 6th as well as April 8th. On the Islanders side of things, they're 15-8. Anders Lee, 5 goals, 11 assists, 19 points. Pulock, a goal and 10 assists, 11 points. One thing that gets forgotten with Pulock is he's so good defensively. Sometimes we forget he can pass the puck. He's a pretty good offensive defenseman too. And then on the Philadelphia side, they're 7-10-5. Yep, the drop in the standings happened. Farabee, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points. They need more from him. Provorov on the blue line, a goal, 9 assists for 10 points. I think he's played okay, but again, with Philadelphia, they need somebody to raise their game. Might as well be one of these two guys. And we'll see how many fights we get tonight. The funny thing is, of course, anytime that we get excited about a matchup, like, hey, this could be an ugly one. Usually they aren't, so we'll see. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start between the Anaheim Ducks and the Nashville Predators. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again December 30th as well as March 12th. For Anaheim, they're 6-15-1. It has been a really rough first quarter for them. Strome, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points, has been good for them. Fowler on the blue line, 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points. There are some good veterans in this lineup. It's just as a team, they're not anywhere near a playoff level team at this stage. For Nashville, 9-9-2. Of course, their 2 most recent games were postponed due to flooding in the building. Granlund, 2 goals, 13 assists, 15 points for him. We'll see how Nashville does with this time off. Ekholm, a goal, 4 assists, 5 points. The offense doesn't tell you the story with Ekholm. You're getting a little bit of everything with him, and I've always been a big fan of his work. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start as well between the Colorado Avalanche and the Winnipeg Jets. On October 19th, Winnipeg won in overtime, 4-3. The next meetings will be February 24th as well as April 13th. For Colorado, they are 12-6-1 on the season. Newhook, 4 goals to go with 3 assists for 7 points. Has been better lately, and that's reflected in the fact I think he has a couple of goals over the last 5 games. Manson, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. In their last game, he was in the penalty box a lot. So we'll see if he's in the penalty box a lot against Winnipeg. Winnipeg 13-6-1, and this is a big meeting for them. Like, for Winnipeg, getting a full 60 minutes has been an issue lately. So Colorado's an excellent test for them. Blake Wheeler, 4 goals, 12 assists, 16 points for him overall. Has fit in very well and has adapted to, I think, what Bonus is selling quite well. Pionk, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points on the blue line. An underrated defenseman, I do believe. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific start between Florida and Calgary. So November 19th, Calgary wins in a shootout, 5-4. Now they're back home after what was a not a great road trip, and I'm thinking, yeah, they should be able to bounce back and win this one. For Florida, they're 10-8-4. They're coming off of an overtime loss against Edmonton. They've been finding ways to give points away recently, and we'll see how things go tonight. I would assume it's Bobrovsky, probably against Markstrom. Markstrom against his former team, always fun. Reinhart is picking up the scoring recently. 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points for him. Forsling is excellent on the blue line, another one of those underrated blue liners. 2 goals, 13 assists, 15 points for him. On the Calgary side, they're 9-9-3 on the season. Nazem Kadri, 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points. He's been stuck on 15 points for a while. I figured put him on the board. We'll see if that helps. Hanifin, a goal, 7 assists, 8 points. Board has no power like that. Goal, 7 assists, 8 points for Noah Hanifin so far this year. But Hanifin, it really is about the all-around game. And, yeah, for Calgary, they need this win. This is a division that looks like it is pretty wide open. Somebody's going to go in and grab it. Vegas didn't look like a fantastic team last night against Columbus either. They get the 2 points, but you can sense some vulnerability there. You've got Seattle up there with them. One of the Alberta teams really should be in the hunt, too. We'll see if Calgary can turn things around. Then at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, the Washington Capitals in against the Vancouver Canucks. On October 17th, Washington won 6-4 over Vancouver. That's one of those games Vancouver had a lead, and then they didn't. 9-11-3 is the record for the Washington Capitals. Oshie, in the 12 games he's played, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points. He's a catalyst for a lot of their offense. Carlson's played 17 games so far this year, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Not quite where he would want to be, but it's against Vancouver. We'll see if that turns things around for them. On the Vancouver side, they're 9-10-3. They're coming off of a perfect road trip, and they've almost got a respectable record at this point. They're getting there. They're only, they're right in line with Calgary now, which isn't great news for Calgary, but it's great for Vancouver. Mikheyev, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points, and also impressive, Mikheyev and Pettersson both are plus 10 right now. And to give an example of how that's different than others, Miller has a minus 7. There are a couple others on the Canucks that are minus 7. So Mikheyev, when he's on the ice, is not hurting them at all. Ekman Larsson, a goal and 10 assists, 11 points. Serviceable numbers. I know that Ekman Larsson's the butt of a lot of jokes because of his contract and because of the trade to Vancouver, but OEL's still a decent defenseman. Just, yeah, the cap hit is really an issue. But yeah, so we'll see if Vancouver can get to 500 against Washington. Then at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, LA is trying to avoid losing their third straight this season against Seattle. October 13th, Seattle won 4-1. On November 19th, Seattle won in overtime 3-2. The fourth meeting will be on April 1st. For Seattle, they're 13-5-3. Schwartz, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Probably my favorite player in Seattle, and he's been playing well. Vince Dunn has played well, too. I know he's had some up and down play earlier in the season, but I think he's playing really well lately. 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points for Dunn. On the LA side, they're 12-9-3. Dano's been one of their better offensive players lately. 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points for him. And Durzi, pure offense on the blue line. 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points. There are defensive issues. He does turn the puck over here and there, but he does also get points. So there's kind of that trade-off. So there you go. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.